This city looks like it has been hit by a bomb. The uprooted trees and damaged houses are testament to the destruction here. In February, two cyclones, Mananjary and Mananjary, hit the eastern coast of Madagascar, leaving behind millions without shelter or access to food and water. Among the victims is Gita, a 29-year-old single mother of two. These state-run distributions provide 1 meal per day, chicken with rice and vegetables. When it comes to housing and other meals, Gita has to rely on herself.
Our home had already suffered a fire. This time it's completely destroyed. We don't have anywhere to go. I'm calling on the president to help us face this situation.
The Malagasy president visited Mananjary the day after Cyclone Mananjary struck. Tens of millions of dollars of international aid have been pumped into emergency operations in the area. But out of the 5,500 households here, 1,300 are still in need of a home.
Look, that was our home. It was there. And here's where the roof collapsed. Please, madam, can you lend me a spoon so that my child can eat? You should thank her. Now my child's eating, but sometimes there's not enough food for him, and I'm forced to starve myself so that he can eat.
Gita will not eat this evening and will spend the night without a roof. There is no emergency housing left.
I go in first to prepare a bed for my children. I go through this way. I lift this up. And here's where I make the bed for them. This is where they'll sleep. Tomorrow, I'll leave early in the morning to look for a job and to look for something to feed my little ones.
The cyclone tore away the fundamental human rights to food and housing here, but the need for drinking water is even more acute. Flooding mixed clean water supplies with wastewater, a situation worsened by the widespread practice of open defecation in the region. In an attempt to prevent the spread of diseases caused by the consumption of filthy water, UNICEF is distributing purification kits and encouraging the population to abandon unhygienic habits.
If your feces are scattered in nature, they'll contaminate the canal and they'll be eaten by the fish. Where do these fish go next? They come back to us on our plates. If the fish eats your feces, that means you'll end up eating your own feces. Would you like that? This is why you must follow good practice. That means using toilets and disposing of children's stools there, okay?
NGOs are doing all they can to avoid an epidemic as diarrhea and typhoid cases multiply. The public hospital of Mananjary would struggle to cope with such a situation, even more so after Cyclone Mananjary tore off its roof and damaged clinical equipment and supplies. Since the disaster, women have been giving birth in emergency medical tents set up by NGOs.
I'm truly grateful to have given birth here. But what brings me down is that our house has been destroyed. And if we leave tomorrow, we'll have nowhere to live. This situation is heartbreaking.
While Mananjary has been getting the attention of NGOs, many other villages have been practically forgotten. Nusi Varika sits 115 kilometers to the north of Mananjary. Because the road is in a terrible state, damaged by the cyclones, we had to access it by boat. No NGOs are operating there. The only help comes from the state, 23 kilos of rice per household for 15 days. The distribution itself led to riots. Residents looted the stock and law enforcement fired warning shots. Marjolaine and her family haven't received any food for more than a month. Her ingenuity has kept her alive.
Sometimes I buy rice on credit and resell it to someone else with a profit margin to repay the loan. The message that I'm sending to the government is that we are hungry. 300 grams of rice costs 17 cents. Today we ate at midday, but I don't know if I will find anything to eat this evening.
The World Bank has poured $40 million into emergency programs in Madagascar. The government is working on a reconstruction plan to address infrastructural damage. International donors are waiting to see the details before sending further aid to the country. In the meantime, the climate emergency continues to put Marjolaine and hundreds of thousands of other Malagasy in peril.